for John and all the text we have here today. Nothing to do with the techs who are going to appear on the show. They have nothing to do with this live version that we're going. So here we are, and welcome to everybody. We are here live. John Valina or Robbie Pygott asked if we had tech problems. I think yes. But I think we've figured them out. I don't know, John, if you're around there. Have we been live the whole time, or did something happen with the live? I got a little notice coming up for the live. So
yeah, just ignore that, Dave.
Finally. You know what, John?
No, we screwed it up, Dave. We screwed it up. I hit the wrong button and we didn't go live, but now we're live and everything.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to SAK Backtracks. Sorry for the late start, but this show is all about techs from the SAK Comedy Lab. So, of course, our computers and such would give us our hugest problems and challenges for going live here. So we are here and we are going now. As you can see, John Balinas is with me in the background there. And here we are to talk about all things technical. I have learned that we've had many technicians and tech people throughout the years, and we're going to meet a bunch of them today, but we're not even going to meet all of them today because we don't have that much space to be here. So first of all, my name is Dave Russell. I am one of the founders of the SAK Comedy Lab. I actually go back in history even before the SAK Comedy Lab opened with SAK Theater, with the festivals, etc. And I'm still with SAK. I'm the president of SAK now. Every once in a while, you'll see me perform in some fashion. But I've been at SAK for almost 40 years, in almost 37 years. I have been a SAK person. And I have the distinct pleasure, while we unfortunately don't have our theater running full speed, to be able to do this show. This is a show about the history of SAK throughout the years. SAK Backtracks. We started looking at the original troupe, the original 4 people who were working at a Renaissance festival in Minnesota in 1977 that grew to multiple festivals and then a long run at Epcot Center with shows, 10 shows a day, every single day of the year, to then opening the SAK Comedy Lab in 1991 is when the SAK Comedy Lab opened. So we have had several lives and several iterations for SAK throughout the years. The SAK Comedy Lab has been open since 1991. And as you can see, since 1991, we're now almost up in 2020. So we've had a long, rich history there at the SAK Comedy Lab as well. So as I mentioned before, the theater is open right now. We're not running full steam. But part of the reason we're doing these live streams still is to keep ourselves going. We started doing it when everything closed down due to the COVID. We're doing live streams every night of the week. There's something different going on, and there is again a lot of variety of shows. But if you want to come to SAK, we understand if it's like you're saying, I can't come right now because of the social distancing and stuff, but you can still help the theater. Now, we're doing all these live streams for free. There's no way to monetize this, but one way that we can help us get through all of this is if you can help us out by buying a ticket to our future and your future. In essence, you're buying a gift certificate, which is a future show at SAK. So you can go to our page, sak.com, and you'll see this thing right there on the front page. There's one little button there to donate if you want to just donate some money. But we don't expect people just to give us money. But if you got the extra, we don't mind. But what we really like is when people will buy tickets. So you're buying a ticket for a future show. You can buy one for yourself, or you can buy multiples for you and your family. And that way you can use them. It's a gift certificate, but it's like buying a future ticket to any show you'd like to come to, either now during the COVID time or in the future. It can really help us out. So sak.com is the place to go for that. What else do I need to? Oh, yes. Another very important thing is share. We want people to share this stream because we really hope to extend the reach of this. So yes, share it on your Facebook timeline. Well, there's some pressure there. If you tweet it out or YouTube it to your friends, you could win a $10 Starbucks gift card. Now, I do have the Starbucks gift card right here, but this is actually only going to be given to someone. We got to have at least 15 shares from this show in order to be in the running for that. Otherwise, if one person shares, it's like giving them a Starbucks gift card. So if we get 15 shares and you're one of those people, you could be in that drawing. So we'll just take a moment and wait for people to share. Well, I'm not going to wait too long, but I hope you'll use that moment, that time, just to push that share button. Let people know. Just say, hey, I'm watching this show. It didn't start on time. I'm having a great time. Anyway, one other thing we do on the show, we have the hacky sacky. Somebody says, I love share. I don't know. Oh, I love share. It took me a while to get it. I should freeze up pretty soon because I didn't get that. The hacky sacky, that's a little game we play for the guests. I have some games to play for our participants, our guests on the show, but also our viewing guests who are looking at the live stream. Hacky Sacky is a little game. I give you a little clue to a 2-word answer, and the 2 words rhyme. It could be 1, 2, 3, or more syllables. Hacky Sacky means it would be 2 rhyming words of 2 syllables each. I'm going to get the first one out there so you guys can start. You can put in the comments if you have a guess for this. So, John, can you find in there and pull up for me the hacky sacky clue number 1? I can't remember if it's the clue. Oh, it's a hackety sackety, which means 2 3-syllable words. The name of a porta potty. The name of a porta potty. Now, as you can see, that's capitalized name. That's part of the clue. The name of a porta potty. That would be the clue for this. If nobody gets it in a little while, I will offer some additional hints, etc. Okay, so we've got all of that out of the way. The next thing is we got to get us on stage here, some of our technical friends. So let us get with John. You come back on because you're one of our main techs. So you're you get to be on with us kind of the whole show. This show is all about you.
So weird.
Oh, John, I just noticed. Look at me. See, I'm wearing. I voted today.
Oh, good.
I voted there. But as you can see, part of that little sticker has green on it. So can you see what's happening to my green?
Oh, we're seeing. We can see through you.
You can see through me. Yes, indeed.
Like Blake Gardner said in the comments, we can see through your soul.
I wasn't sure what that meant, but yes, indeed, we can. You can see through. I hope you can tell who I voted just by looking at it. So, John, let's bring some additional technicians to the stage here. I want to see. Hopefully, they're still in the green room. But Michael Plain, is he around? Bring Michael Plain on.
I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Where's that Michael Plain button? There it is.
The Michael Plain button. How about a guy named Dave Kroll? Let's bring Dave Kroll to the stage here. How about Steve Pratt? We got room for Steve Pratt up here. And then how about Blake Gardner? Oh, look at that. He's got a SAK pad. Hello, everybody. Everybody give a wave so we know you're here and you're live. And look at that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't even the half of it. We have another group, another crew of techs who are going to come in a little bit because we can't fit everybody on the little screen all at once. So, first of all, let us start. So with James Zuper, I'm imagining a green room full of just text right now in my head. Yes,
those conversations.
Our virtual school. So here's an opportunity, Tex. First thing I want to know is just hopefully do this real quick, and then we'll get into some stories. But just refresh for everybody your name, and then what your time was, what your service time was at SAK, and if it goes over a couple of times, because I know some of you went and came back, tell us that as well. So that's all we want right now, just your name and years of service. Michael.
Michael Plain. I came to SAK in 1995. I was there for about 4 years as the technical director, and then came back about 4 years ago to tech shows.
Great, and we are glad to have you back again. I'm going to go under you there. Dave Kroll, hello and welcome. Nice to see you. What were your years of service?
I started in 1991 and did about 5 years before I left and went on tour.
All right. So you said it did about 5 years like it's a prison sentence. It may have been for you. But you've also said 1991, which is right when the SAK Comedy Lab opened. So you were one of the founding technical fathers of the SAK Comedy Lab. And we had another, which I'll mention his name in just a little bit, one of the kind of the founding technical directors and technical people. But we're moving on now. Steve Pratt, tell us what were your years of service, sir?
I believe I was there from 98. 2007, 2008. I was there for a while. It was a good time.
Very good. And one more. Blake, what were your years of service?
I started off as a volunteer in 94, 95. I became assistant technical director under Michael Plain, and then also did production managing in 96 and 97, I think.
Very cool. All right. And then there's one more.
And also.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John.
Well, because I'm here too, Dave.
I've talked to you many times, so sorry about that. But yes, tell us.
No, that's okay. I started in January of 1994 And I first lost my job at SAK in 1995 when we brought Michael Plain back on. But and then I came back to SAK. Michael can tell you, I think it was maybe 97, 98. He's the one that brought me back, and I've been there ever since. I've gone nowhere.
You've gone everywhere, John. Now, I did bring a picture up on the screen there. This is Patrick Boyd. Now, he wasn't able to be with us here tonight, so we're sad to not have him. He's busy with some school stuff with his kids, but he was one of the other original technical directors. So already with the guys we have on the screen right now, we have a breadth of wonderful talent and technical expertise and years of experience with everybody. So let's start off with maybe a quick story or two, and then I'm going to get into a game that we can play. But let's talk about during your time, some of the any like that still sticks with you. I remember that. I can't get that. Some most memorable experiences. Let's get a couple of those if anybody has something they can think of to share.
I'll start.
All right.
Real quick, Dave. Patrick Boyd, who you just mentioned, is the one that hired me. And when I
think I know where this is going.
When I got hang on, Blake. when I got my job at SAK, I was going through the yellow pages and just looking for live theater. And I thought SAK was a stand-up comedy club. And I called and I said, let me speak to your technical director. And they put me in touch with Patrick. And he said, we're not hiring, but you can send me your resume. I said, let me bring it to you. So I brought it to him, chatted with him for a while. And later that week, I was hired to do SAK, and I didn't know what this improv thing was. It was so weird. I was expecting little tables and stand-up comedians. That eventually led to we needed another tech, and Patrick was looking around saying, "Hey, I'm going to leave it up to you to hire a couple more technicians." And the first person that came to my mind, of course, was Matt LaRue. And Patrick said, "Well, what about that kid over there, Blake Gardner?" And so I immediately was like, oh, well, Blake. And as soon as we said it, we hear Blake running across the stage, giggling and screaming, running from three other girl volunteers with his hair. His hair was out to here back then.
Sounds about right.
And Patrick goes, he has no life.
Oh, man.
So we actually hired Blake Gardner.
I've heard this story way too many times. I actually feel like I was in the booth when this happened because I've heard it that many times.
And then I mentioned earlier that Michael actually replaced me, but Blake was this sort of bridge between us all. So
great. All right. Now, before we go on, I just want to, I see we got a couple of guesses here. So I'm going to show you these. This is not the correct answer for you, but clever girl. Yes. That's very, very nice. And then Anderson's logs will come. That's not that either. So that's good. Now I want you to think of, I have to kind of take you back because when I said porta potty, you have to kind of go back in time. There's a word that is like the toilet or porta potty that comes from, it's kind of circus slang. So I'm going to give you that little hint. It's kind of circus slang. So that might help you as you continue to find this. All right. Anybody else have a story there? Something very memorable that doesn't include Blake running across the stage like a girl. Anybody else?
It wasn't like a girl. Girls were chasing me. Let's get that straight.
I got that wrong. My bad. So who else has a story?
One of my favorite stories is
go ahead,
back
Mike.
at the old Church Street location, and it's actually a show with you, Dave. It's a show that's just stuck with me all these years. And the very first scene of the show was the suggestion was it took place in a church. So when I brought the house lights up and could see you because the booth at the time had a post, so all our shows were like this, and we're watching the and so there's Dave up against the back wall, with his arms straight out, and he's a crucifix. Next scene of the show, it takes place in an Italian restaurant. Black house lights go black, lights come up, Dave is against the wall again, his arms stretched straight out, he's a crucifix again. Did this repeatedly throughout the entire show. We get towards the last scene of the night. James Newport and Clark Canine had kind of had enough and had gone backstage and found every roll of tape that I had stored backstage And I remember taping you because the rafters were only 8 feet high from the platform. So the box that you were standing on, they taped you to the wall, got under your arms, taped you into the rafters. It was a musical scene. Once the scene was over, house lights come up and they 1, 2, 3 remove the box, and you moved maybe an inch and hung there. And they announced the winner of the show. Everybody's leaving. All the audience is all saying goodbye to Dave, taped to the wall. So
what a great memory. You know what? I don't
22
recall
years
that one.
ago.
I'm glad you're here. I don't remember that. So, okay. Well, good story. Just to chime in a couple of comments. I see Robbie Pygod says, I know it because Robbie's one of the champions at this hacky sacky. And so thank you for holding back, Robbie, to give somebody else at least a time to do this. Amber had guessed Lawn John, which is another good guess. But remember, it's a hackety sackety. So that means it is a 3-syllable pairing of words, 2 3-syllable words. And if nobody gets it in a little bit, then I'll let Robbie chime in with it. But thank you, Robbie, for letting this game go a little bit more. Actually, speaking of games, I think it's time we get you guys in a game. So let me see what. Valina's for president. I agree. Valina's for president. There. We're gonna play a little game with you. Just a little teaser for it. Here's what we're gonna play right now. All right. This game is called Tech Talk. As you can see, it's the video. John, that's what it is when we play a video. That's when I get all scrappy. So if I don't come back here, you'll just cover for me, and then I'll come back and we'll get this set up.
No idea how this game goes or is played, Dave, but I'll do my best. Hey guys, so we're gonna play a game with Dave.
In 5.
Oh, where's that pink shoe button now?
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Here's Dave looks like he's back. I'm gonna add him in and he's gonna take himself out because he's gonna click the same button that I'm clicking. All right.
I'm back.
Welcome
next time. I know you got this. All right.
I covered so well for you, Dave, by the way.
I wish I knew what you said. So all right, I'm gonna bring this up and see if I can get this in here. That's not good.
Yes.
That's no good. Take me out there when I get it. Oh, no.
Don't show us your password.
Let me get that in just a second there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So, you guys, what's going to happen here is this is sort of like Wheel of Fortune, or sometimes if you remember the game Hangman. This is sort of like a hangman game. So let me get this here. I think I'm ready to add this here. Okay, so here it is. So I'm going to take this out, John, because you got to find us 2 players. So get that wheel of names up here, and we're gonna just by chance find out 2 of you are gonna play. John, I hope you're John Valina's got his own name in the mix there. So somebody are gonna play this game. You're gonna pick letters, and then as the letters pull up there, you're gonna try to see if you can figure out what
Valina.
No, I don't.
Valina's is one. So he's gonna
I'm not good at games.
He's it's just a word. You'll be great, John. And then so he's gonna take himself, remove himself from there, and spin again to find out who he's playing against. And then don't worry, I'll help you if other clues are needed. This is classic, just like in the old days. So John versus Steve on this one. All right, so very good. So let's see how this works. Now, how this works is, John, you were actually the first one, so you'll get to go first. I'm going to put these names on here. So this is going to be John versus Steve. And John, what you're going to do is just give me a letter, and then if the letter is in the word, you are going to then you'll be able to take a guess, and we'll just go back and forth. You only get 3 strikes, and you're out. So let's try this first. So first of all, John, give me a letter. Give me a letter.
Dave, do I get a chance to guess the word after my? Okay.
Yes, after you give a letter, you get 1 chance to guess the word before it goes on to the next person. So
all right, I'm going to start with O.
You're going to start with an O. So that means that for John, I'm sorry to say, John.
Oh, man.
Sorry, John. That was you said an O, and it is not an O. So that is incorrect. Your guess is incorrect. So now we're moving over to Steve for a letter for you, Steve. What do you say, Steve?
M.
So John would like, or Steve would like an M. And so unfortunately,
Whoa.
Oh
There
man,
is no
Man.
M in the word.
we are
Let me
good
see if
at
I
this.
can get this
Right?
off there. All right, and so let's see. So John, I believe it's your turn, but I'm going
All
to
right.
take these off there because and you said, oh, what's your next guess, John?
S.
S.
I thought this would go better in practice, but
Oh.
for this one,
Boy.
Come on.
there is no S. Try for some vowels, like maybe an A or something like that. What's that?
I don't know.
Steve, it's your turn. Go
Oh,
ahead.
A. I'm going to say A.
Hey, really? I wonder what made you think of that. There are two A's in there. So, yes.
Woo.
So, there are two A's in the word. John, you only have one strike left. So, what is your guess here?
There's got to be a T.
There's got to be a T in there.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, John? John Valinas.
Oh, no
God.
way. I
There
told you
is
I was
no
terrible
T.
at these.
All right, Steve, I'm going to give you one more guess, and then you can guess the word, and then we'll take it letter by letter and see who can get it. So, what is your guess, Steve?
Let's do D.
D. Unfortunately, there is no D in it as well. So,
Wow, okay.
all right. Do you think you know what it is, John?
No.
All right.
no.
So there's a little.
Oh, that's not.
Okay, I got it.
John, what is it?
I know what it is.
John,
Catwalk.
you go.
It's a catwalk.
It is catwalk. Yeah, something every tech should know. It is indeed catwalk. And
Good
so,
deal.
John, you were eliminated, so there is no winner. So, gosh, that was kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah,
All in all,
yeah.
That was
for
fun. That was
we've
great.
got different kinds of games as we go. This is what happens when you have to tech and talk at the same time. Yes, Sophia.
It's tough, isn't it?
All right. So very good. All right. Let's talk a little more, one more story, and then I can tell I'm going to have to give another clue out for that. No, I mean, actually, Robbie, if you think you know what it is, it's been long enough. So, Johnny, why don't you, Robbie, if you want, you can go ahead and put your answer up there. And anybody else have any other memorable stories? So let's see. We had one from Mike and John and Blake. Did you have a story? Blake?
I mean, I have plenty of stories.
So who's got one? Raise your hand.
What are people's favorite shows there? Too? I mean, I remember teching for what was it? It was Fun with Science, and John brought me on because he was the technical director at the time, or interim technical director at the time. And I remember having to sit on the outside because there wasn't enough room in the booth, so I'd have to sit on the outside of the booth to run the lights. Do you remember that, John? The whole show.
Yeah, because everything was stacked on top, so you'd have to reach over to.
Yeah.
That was a very complicated show. A lot of sound cues and music. And...
But the ultimate favorite to me was Michael Plain's set design when he built the Christmas show set with the MST3K set.
Oh, was that?
Yeah.
Where you guys would do Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and you would dub in. You get audience suggestions and dub it in.
With the big giant TV.
That's one of my favorite shows.
Miracle on Church Street.
Was that it?
I think
that was it. Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, I had a blast building that set. I loved building. I mean, one of my favorite things in my whole career is building the sets for SAK.
You could tell
some great sets. Great sets. I almost said the wrong word.
Michael's set for Trapped on Christmas Mountain was a Christmas set that stayed up from Christmas through the next Orlando Fringe in May because we didn't ever want to tear it down.
It's so good.
Yeah. How about look, Robbie, you did get it. It's a Doniker moniker. Very good, Robbie Pyga. That is the clue for it. So I'm going to set up the next one. So Steve or Dave, think of a story and then just raise your hand when we go. But let's bring up clue number 2, and then we'll get to Steve or Dave for a story there. So hacky. This is a hacky sacky. So this is two syllable words. The code a slasher uses is this one. And thank you for holding yourself back again, Robbie, if you think you know it right away. Robbie's so good at this game. He and Steve Pernick and Terry Olson are really good. So Amber, come on, you can get this one. Two syllable words, the code a slasher uses. All right, then. So how about Steve or Dave? Do you have something fun or memorable?
Sure.
It could go ahead, Steve.
Well, I'd say it was the first time I was up in that booth. I remember John Valinas throw me up there. He sat in his desk right behind me. I cursed him the whole way, did not know what was going on, but we finished it. We did a good show, but man, that was the first time I had to deal with something. Good old John.
Good old John.
It was funny because Steve is so calm and cool and collected as a human being. He's just like the easiest going guy. And he came up to me and said, John, I don't think I can do this. And he goes, feel my heartbeat. And he put my hand here.
Oh yeah, dude.
And it was like,
Boom, 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 boom.
it was, but he rocked it. I mean, he did such a good job. And then from there on, it was awesome. I remember that night, Steve. I was thinking about that today.
Oh yeah, man.
Hey,
I do that all the time.
Dave Kroll, I'm going to expand the horizons here. Are there any moments that you thought were something like dangerous or were like memorable for that way? It's like
back when we were doing the Bohemian Nights. Remember that guy who came in who was a rigger, and he said, "Can I hang something from the ceiling?" I was like, we all went, okay. And he went up and did a poem hanging upside down from the rafters.
Yes,
yeah, that was one of the craziest things I ever saw, as dangerous wise. Other than standing on the back of those chairs at the Church Street one and hanging lights and focusing from that, and that's because you couldn't get a ladder there. Yeah. Other than that was fine.
That was a
and of course, one of the funniest stories that I have is from the Christmas show that you did originally.
Yeah, go ahead.
And watching you drink beer and milk every night was probably one of the funniest things I remember.
That was Santa Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and it was I can't remember the story of how it came to be, but it was beer and milk, and beer must have something in it acidic because it curdles the milk, and so I remember to drink that every night. All right,
you remember when you and Will tore down the set for Romeo and Juliet in front of the crew, in front of the audience?
We used to do the audience participation shows in the parks, and we decided we're going to do one live on the stage. So we ran it for 4 or 5 weeks, and then the last show of that run, part of the show was tearing the set apart, was breaking the set down and striking the set during the show. So I do remember that. Steve Pernick, he's the other one who is really good at this game. Look at this. These guys give me no chance here. Yes, that's a knifer cipher. Yes, that is the code a slasher uses. It's a knifer cipher. John, bring up that wheel. We got 2 more people. This is a different kind of game. You guys are going to play a different game, and we'll see what is going on with that. So I'm going to have to get my share screen ready here. So I'm not even going to go ahead and spin that if you got it. I'm not even going to play my promo for it because I'll get all wet. So that's
Blake.
Yep. Blake is 1. All right, and who else? Who's Blake going again? Blake versus.
Oh, there you go.
Did it cross over?
Perfect. Nope. Michael Plain.
Blake versus Michael Plain. All right, yay! Blake versus Michael Plain. So this game, you guys, is called Paint by Number. So I'm going to bring a little thing to the front here so you can understand how this is actually going to work. So let me get this. I got to take this off for just a second. But there's a little if you were actually painting the set, you might have to find out what kind of paint can I use. So if you're going to buy paint, you would look maybe at some of these color chips, these off-Broadway color chips. This is the color chip for sky blue. If you want a gallon or a quart of that, as you can see, I can't quite see it there because it is a little bit fuzzy. But what is the 4-digit number for that? Here's how you're going to guess. You are going to just give me 4 digits. You're going to go back and forth. When you give me 4 digits, I'm going to tell you if that's right or wrong this way. I'm just going to say for each digit, I'm going to say yes if it's that digit is in the number somewhere. I'm going to say no if it's not in the number at all. And I'm going to say hell yes if it's in the right place in there. So Blake, we'll start with you. Just give me 4 numbers and we will see how this progresses. Give me 4 numbers between 0 and no repeats.
No repeats. 1, 4, 3, 2.
1, 4, 3, 2, he says. And so the answer to that I'm going to give you is I'm going to say it's no,
right?
no, yes, hell yes. So now it's going to be Michael's turn. So that means that 3 is in it. And it also means that the 2 is in the right place. And the first 2 digits are not in there. So Michael, what is your turn, Mike?
I'm going to guess 5352.
There's no repeats in numbers, so that 5 will give you
5342.
5342, and I'm going to tell you that you are hell yes, hell yes, no,
Mm.
hell yes. Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness. It goes back over here to Blake. Blake, what do you think it's going to be?
Well, let me see. We don't need a 1, so we're going to 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to go with 5, 3, 6, 2.
5, 3, 6, 2, he says. Oh, very nice. So I'm going to say hell yes, no, hell yes. Uh-oh, it's your turn, Michael.
My guess is 5372.
5, 3, 7, 2. And so we all know that's going to be hell yes, hell yes, hell yes. Oh, hell yes. Oh, right. Yes. Way to go, Michael Plain. You are the winner of that contest, and very nicely done. 5372. That's the paint chip if you ever want sky blue in your off-Broadway color chips. So very, very good. Now you'll know. Keep that stuck in your brain. All right, we have to move on. As always, I could do an entire show with you guys, but we have some other eager technical improvisers to come to the stage. So we're going to say goodbye to you guys. And remember, one of them, we got to kick one of them, John, and then we'll send to Dana. So you guys stay nearby because we might try to bring you back on if we can work the technology there eventually. All right, John, this is your magic moment. This is a new thing for us to try to do this. So you go ahead and let me know when you got someone kicked, and then I'll let Dana know to come on in.
I'm kicking. We're letting. I'm pushing buttons. Why don't we bring up the other technicians and you chat with them while I get the other person on?
That sounds good. Go ahead and if you got them, you can go bring them up. Or we need Charlie Downs, Brendan, and Aaron. Let's bring in Charlie Downs, Brendan, and Aaron. Is that working for you? Hello,
and me, Cody.
Oh, and Cody. Where's my Cody name? Cody, Aaron. Oh, we're gonna have 5 this time, not 4. So
here we go.
There's Dana. You got her. Hello. Yes. Very good. All right. So welcome our next group and troop. So again, I want to start off just by you telling us your name and your years of service, and we'll try to move through this quick so we can get to some fun stories. So let's start with you, Mr. Charlie.
My name's Charlie Downs, and I'm pretty sure I started SAK as a volunteer in 2000. Unlike everybody else, I actually took a class from John that I had to pay for to become a tech, and I'm still there today.
Wow. All right. And I hope you got your money's worth from that. Moving down right on to you, we got Cody Bush. Tell us your years of service. And
I started in 2008 taking classes and then volunteering in 2009, I think, and then started teching in 2010 or 2011, somewhere around there, and had my first show with John Valines, and then I'll tell that story a little later. But yeah, and then I moved up into ensemble after teching for 3 or 4 years.
Yes. Now, with you kind of started and you were just a tech, and then somehow you moved up, and now you're a performer as well. Do you tech anymore, Cody?
On very, very rare occasions, and it's an event.
It comes up every now and then, and I'm like,
but it is a lot easier to tech now than it was when I first started, because I mean, there's no VHS decks to record slices and stuff, or having to manually put in CDs for the main show, and then having to go to the old Apple Mac. So it's a lot different. It's a lot more automated and nice.
All right. My next guest is actually, you can't tell from these backgrounds and places where I are, but he's actually coming to us all the way from Beijing, China. And so I'll get to the why in a bit, Brenda, but what are your years of service?
From 2015 to present. So I started right out of high school, and it's been nice ever since.
Yes, you are a young'un over there. All right. And next up, let's bring up Aaron.
Hey, I'm Aaron. I started in 2013, around August-ish. So this is my 7-year anniversary here.
7 years. Wonderful to see you. And let's get to Dana up there and to hear from you. Hello, Dana. This is Dana Robbins. What were your years of service?
2003 to 2010.
Yay. And you are kind of away right now, too. You're chiming in from, you're living in New Jersey, right? New Jersey, New York? You live in?
Yep.
So you're up in the east there. Well, great. Well, welcome again to another group of wonderful improvising technicians. I think Cody had mentioned a little bit, and actually Blake before had said a name too. Like I said, there are a number of technicians who are not with us in this stream, in this live stream, who we want to make sure we recognize. And some of you have said their names, so I'm going to toss some out. But if you guys remember any more names, go ahead and yell those out as well. But I remember Chris Drew is one. He was with us for many years. I think he was with you when you came on board, Cody. Is that right?
Yeah, he was on as assistant, but he wasn't around as much until I think we started building some more set pieces and stuff. He would come in mostly for those.
Right. You do a lot of set building. So
and, another tech, Lance, rest in peace, was one as well. He was one of the main techs at the time that I started as well. He was one of the main counterparts to Charlie and Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
Chris Drew started. Chris Drew came along with us when we were building Amelia Street, and he actually built most of that box office. And he really did a lot. He was a great carpenter and did a lot of work. And when I left, he kind of took over the role. He was great to have. And I also just want to point out, just real quick, while we're talking about that little era of Amelia Street.
Yeah,
Gianni Cuatrano, who became more known as a performer later on.
Yeah.
Really built the hell out of Amelia Street. Like there wasn't a thing you could point to that Gianni hadn't somehow touched or met. He was an excellent carpenter. Great.
Oh, did not know that. Now, some of the other people from that era, that time, who are more performers than tech, but they did tech. Cliff McClough, I saw he's in the chat there. So welcome and hello to Cliff, a great technician for that.
Cliff was back on Church Street when we were doing Trapped on Christmas Mountain. I think that was
right. And Matt LaRue, who Blake had mentioned earlier, he's a great improvising performer as well. And Natasha Arnold she actually lives in all three of those. Well, Natasha and Matt live in California. Cliff, I think, is in Portland, Oregon, or Seattle. Seattle. I'm sorry. And
Natasha Verde, right?
Tasha.
No. He's talking about a different Natasha, Cody.
No, but I'm asking, wasn't she also
Verde? Yeah.
Natasha Verde did train in as a tech, and she was fantastic. And then they ended up kind of moving and shifting their lives around. But there was also a Natasha Arnold who I have
met Natasha Arnold. Yeah,
Blake knows what her current last name is, and I don't recall.
She comes back, and she's actually came back during the 25th anniversary show. Yeah, and she performed.
Fantastic improviser, fantastic performer. She was great up in the tech booth as well.
Well, enough about them. Let's talk about you guys. Now, we've been talking about fun stories and stuff, but actually, let me get this third. Gianni painted the SAK door. Oh, we had that SAK door. I think that still is there in that garage, and it's probably going to remain the SAK door until they tear it down. But let's do the hacky sacky number 3. It might be a hacky sacky or hackety sackety. Jeremy Lazar is our amazing lab rat tech. Yes, let's not forget the text.
We also have Tori McCook in the comments, and she works out at Disney, and she's one of our newest. She is the newest tech that we have, and she's amazing as well. We've got a lot of really great people right now. All right, hacky sacky.
I love how many working full time in the parks as well. Do you got that up? Did you find that, John? I can't remember number 3.
No, I was trying to hear what Charlie was trying to say.
Oh, Charlie, go ahead.
Matt Cross, and I think
Matt Cross
both did it.
Matt Cross, and what's the other name?
Matt Sewell.
And Matt Cross was, and he still is somewhat in the mix. I mean, I've seen him recently, Matt Cross, and see a lot of Facebook posts from him. So, yes, Matt Cross, wonderful guy.
Don't forget the tech that's in our promo video, Brittany.
Yeah. I think she's out in Colorado now or something. But yeah, she teched, and she teched a lot of Better Days and some of our scripted stuff.
Wonderful.
Well. Yeah. All right.
So hacky sacky number 3, or hacky sacky. Let's see. I can't remember what it is. It's a hackety sackety. The part of a word that you can charge for. This is the part of a word that you can charge for. It's a hackety sackety, which means it's 2 3-syllable words. The part of a word you can charge for. That's good to know. And we'll just wait a few moments, and then Robbie Pagat and Steve Pernick will probably have it. So if you can't hold up, Robbie Pagat and Steve Pernick, we'll come to you at the end of the show. If nobody gets it towards the end of the show, you guys can chime in. And,
are we allowed to play?
If nobody gets it right off, I'll give it to you. I got other games for you guys. So let's talk about we talked about the people, and one of the great things about SAK is that the techs always have some great insight because they're watching the show and they notice things that maybe the cast members don't know. So I know there are a lot of stories about that where you don't have to give names, Cliff McClough, look at that. Hardly any at all. That would be a billable syllable. So very good. At least somebody else besides Robbie Pygott and Steve Burdick got in the
Matt Gilbert is also a tech with us, but he didn't quite get it right, so can't give it to you, Matt.
Syllable, billable. Oh yes, he's just a little dyslexic there, but that's right. So we'll give you partial credit for it, half credit for it. Very good. All right, so let's talk about things you guys notice as technicians about improvisers. We know that you guys have opinions and attitudes about what you see. So without putting yourself on the spot, and you don't have to mention any names, but you're welcome to tell us a little bit about some of the things you noticed that from the tech booth in the back. Anybody?
The one thing I notice sometimes from the tech booth in the back is if you don't, because with improv it's a little difficult because you don't always want to mute their mics because you never know when they're just going to quickly yell something. So you sometimes want to mute their mics and don't. And you definitely, especially if they go backstage, because you don't know when they're going to run on stage. So sometimes they'll run backstage, and then you'll hear water pouring. And you'll go, where is that water pouring noise? And you start looking at the computer going, oh my gosh, where's that noise coming from? And then you look down at the microphones and realize, oh, that's coming from one of the male techs' microphones.
Oh dear. All right. Yeah. No names. We don't need any names. But
not on that one.
Yes. Yes. You know what you need when you have that? You need a Doniker moniker if you're going to be doing that kind of behavior there. All right. Who else? That's good. Thank you
I noticed something as a tech and probably as a performer, anybody in it. It's very funny that no one really truly knows the 1, 2, 3, or 4 symbols. And what that means in any sort of way to either adjust the microphones for themselves or to increase the music or decrease the music.
Tell our
for some reason that has always been a thing where people are like, okay, wait a second.
Just real quickly, our audience doesn't know what you're talking about, so give them a quick tutorial and then explain.
A 1 means I need more of me in the microphone. A 2 means less of me in the speakers. It's basically for the speaker that's coming back towards the stage. And then a 3 is for more music in the monitors. 4 is for less music in the monitors. Yeah. And there's been signs posted on the sides of the stage. We've had meetings about it. We usually refer to it in shows and posts after the shows and talk about it. Nobody remembers except for the techs who are very frustrated about it every time.
I mean, it's such a simple system, if I can speak for the improvisers. And when you're in the heat of a scene, trying to figure out what to do next and what has just happened, and when David Charles is going to come in through the doors, you can always remember 1, 2, 3, or 4 and what they mean. I remember several times when I knew I needed one of those, but I would have to it's like which number? I'd have to look to the side to try to see the sign on the side so I could remember that. Now, Cliff McClough had, what was Cliff's? I can't. So he would snap his fingers at the place, but just to himself, right? Not so they can hear.
Yeah.
I would assume the people in the back row can hear. Let's talk a little bit of somebody threw in there about the gunshot. Don't pull a gun unless you want it to go off. But we have since, for social consciousness.
That was an older rule that was very, very true that he's bringing up. And it's just that idea of, if you make that offer into the scene, the next offer could come from the technician. But we've actually scaled that back. We've kind of told techs like, hey, we've got enough guns in our lives and society.
Yeah. There's several things we do in the shows that just are social conscious wise. It's like it's just not a good idea right now anymore. So who knows? Maybe they'll come back. Dave Kroll, who's watching now, he says microphones. Oh, that's right. Microphones. We didn't use no stinging microphones.
It's a fairly new thing. Yeah.
Are new, and look at Matt Sewell as well. Yes. Not just those. So SAK now has using microphones all the time, and I would imagine that causes some additional headaches for the tech. Am I wrong, or is that just a guess? Any microphone nightmares, other than the one Aaron has already explained? Yes, go ahead, Dana.
So this is when we first started using microphones over at Amelia Street for David Charles's shows.
Yeah.
Or the improvised
Shakespeare and musical. Yeah, musical. Yeah.
So we got the crappiest microphones ever. And I would spend intermission fixing at least one microphone every single night.
Yes, I remember those times. I think I was the one in charge of expenditures. We don't have money for that. So that's good. When we moved over to the City Arts Factory and audiences were growing, we're able to do that. So sorry you had to go through that, Dana. That was
and the good news is now, Dana, is that we have pretty expensive, nice, quality professional microphones that they still break every
that we have
on the
to
floor.
fix every single day during intermission.
It doesn't matter.
It's always great when you do sound check and everything is working perfectly, and then as soon as the show starts, you start hearing a little crackle, 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 and it's just gone. There's nothing you can do until intermission.
Yep. That's just like today. We're chatting backstage in the green room for almost an hour, and then we go, and then I'm frozen on the screen there. So, all right, I'm gonna John. We're gonna do a contest with these guys because I know Brendan is in Beijing. He's 12 hours ahead of us, so it's actually almost 8 o'clock in the morning, and he's got to go to work soon for his day of work. So we'll see. Hopefully, we can get Brendan as one of the people. And if you I don't know if there's any way you can force that, but let's see. Let's see what kind of contest we got here. But I'm gonna bring up another. I'm gonna try one more of these. Tech talks. So go ahead and spin that wheel. We'll see what we
All right,
got.
I'm making sure I got everybody, Dave. Okay.
Yeah.
Full screen button.
And we can.
All right.
Do.
I think that's everybody. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't even do that on purpose. Yay!
That worked.
Not even on purpose. You know what? I'm not sure if I have. Oh, yeah, I do.
And then we'll do.
And we need another contestant, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. Dana.
Ooh, Dana.
Yes, very good. All right. So it's Dana and Brendan. So again, I'll put these names in here. But Brendan, you were the first. So Brendan, you'll go first, and then Dana will have a chance. So give me a letter here. Let's start off with some the common letters.
The letter E, Dave.
The letter E. And guess what? There is one letter E. So that is, oops. Sorry. Oh, yes. So I'm going to give you that one letter. That's not a very good letter E. So
very tiny letter.
It's a very tiny letter E. So you did get, yes, that is. So Dana, it's your turn.
O.
You had asked for an O, and guess what? There is an O there. So yes, indeed. That is a good one. So now we go back over to, so good for, you get a ding, ding. Brendan, what's your thought there?
Can we see a T?
I'm sorry, but there is no T on this one. So sorry about that. And Dana, it's your turn. Oops, I put that on the wrong side. So I'll switch it around. So Dana, it's your turn.
R.
She would like an R, and unfortunately, Dana, I'm on the right side now. There is no R in this as well. So try to think maybe of something that is used on the stage. This is something that we use on the stage that helps give us some effects on our.
Let's go with an N.
All right, I'll try that one there. So. There is an N there, so good for you. Very good. All right. And do you want to take a guess on what the word is?
Is it fog machine?
Oh, let's see. Is it fog machine? Well, there is an F there. There is a G there. There is an M. There is an. I'm hoping and guess it is. I got to get faster at this. And
I don't know. It might not be.
Yes. Now I've lost my letter there. So that's going to be a C there. So yes, of course, that is fog machine.
Fog behind.
Yay.
Yeah.
There. So well
Is that
done.
in honor of our new fog machine?
Well done.
Yeah.
Mr. Brennan. So yes, and spook me. Now, of course, I think
Thanks for the hint, Brett.
Cliff McClough and Matt Sewell are going to chime in because we didn't have a fog machine when they were working.
No.
At SAK.
No.
We have two.
all the cool new stuff. Now we have 2. We could have gone back to.
Yeah, we have one from above and one from below.
Wow, that's the way it should
All
always.
kind of crazy. We have a
Very
trap door now, thanks to Michael Plain.
All right, so I want to just check in. Kind of, it's open if you have any stories about anything, but harrowing experiences. What has anything kind of harrowing happened at the theater that maybe had nothing to do with the show that happened at the theater that you just kind of blow your mind?
Man, I don't mean to steal it. I know the Amelia Street exit, the Amelia Street location. There was a truck that drove through the building.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Do you guys remember that?
That's
Yes,
right.
I do.
I wish
Yeah.
I have a picture of that somewhere, but this happened about 4 or 5 o'clock. So it was a couple hours, but I had just gotten into the office and somebody had come down Amelia Street, going down towards the Amway, and then taken that U-turn and lost their way and went up into the meeting and then came over and right through the window. If you remember the stage at Amelia,
Right back by the green room.
yes, between the piano and the green room, came right through there. I wish I could. I know that picture exists somewhere. So that qualifies for a harrowing. But Cody, if I remember right, the show went on that night. Did we not?
Yeah, we still had a show that night. They boarded up, I think, with sheets of plywood in an emergency sense because the show must go on, as they say in theater.
That is theater for you. Very good. All right. I saw a couple other nods. Who else has a story for us, if you can remember?
This is tech-related harrowing experience.
Okay, good. Yes.
Yeah. So we have 2 computers now. You guys were talking about back in the old days where you didn't have any computers. We have 2 computers, one for the video and the light and the sound, and one computer completely controls the lights. And the lighting computer, which connects to the light board, is run by Windows software. And Windows software decides it wants to update occasionally, but you can usually hit no, I don't want to update now. Well, in the middle of a Friday or Saturday night show, it decided it wanted to give me the option to, nope, you got to do it now. It's happening now, no matter what. And so Windows Update happened in the middle of a show, and guess what happened to all the lights? They went out completely.
Oh, no.
So there's actually a fun picture on my Facebook and whatnot of someone, I think it was Dale, I think someone ran around back of the performers and grabbed a shot of the entire audience with their cell phones out with the lights on. Yeah. And so you see the silhouette of the performers. And if you look in the very top, you can see me on the cell phone with John Valinas trying to figure out what the hell I can do to get these lights on manually.
Well, and those Windows updates, they take forever.
Yeah.
And there was a while with Windows where they just didn't give you the option. They were just like, hey, guess what? You're shutting down for a while. Like, we're doing a show.
In the middle of something here.
If you're paying attention to the show like you should be, then you don't see the pop-up come up on the side screen.
I saw it, and I tried my darndest.
No, there was because I know Charlie for sure went through the same exact thing where he was like, "What? It won't give me the option," and I was like, "I don't do it. See what happens." I mean, wonderful. We did shows on Amelia Street where the lights just went out, and I remember a photo. Cody or Dana, maybe one of you guys took where everybody picked up their cell phones and just turned on the light and tried to light the scene as it was going on. Speaking of Amelia Street, I remember doing a harrowing experiences. We used to do corporate show. Well, we always do corporate shows and we invite people to come to SAK and they can do all kinds of shows. But we had a rat problem at Amelia Street.
Kittens, little kittens. They're kittens.
They're kittens, sure.
They're not rats. They're kittens.
And
it was an opportunity.
I remember doing a show for a bunch of nurses, and I saw one rat kind of run across the rafter, and I saw like 1 or 2 people in the audience go, like point at it, and then another one ran behind, and I saw like 2 or 3 people. And then next thing you know, there's like 3 or 4 more. So finally, we moved everybody out because the rats were just like going. And we had to move the whole show over to the little black box theater that was in the corner of the garage over there because we were just overrun by rats.
We were overrun. All right. Well, this time it just goes so fast on these, but I do have one more contest to go for this, and this is going to be I'm going to challenge Cody and Aaron on this. We won't even need the wheel for this because they're the only 2 who haven't competed in something yet. But this is called. Sorry, John.
No wheel.
You sorry.
It's fine. It's okay.
These 2 on and use the wheel. We got more wheel coming up next week. So this is you've heard of the kind of contest show minute to win it, but this one is half a minute to win it. So you guys are going to have just a half a minute to complete this task. And the task that you have to complete is, everybody knows that every technician, every audio tech or theater tech has to have what they call a Leatherman. And we'll describe what that is if people don't know. The multi-tool implement called the Leatherman. So you have 30 seconds to present a Leatherman in front of the camera, and the timer's going to start now. If you can't find one, you have to go whatever kind of clever. Okay, so they're going for 30 seconds. Brendan, I'm so glad I did not pick you.
He never takes it out of his pocket.
30 seconds to look around their room or house and find a Leatherman there. And is it? Oh, did Aaron? Is Aaron? He maybe gave up, or he's gonna.
I realized, like, I have it in my car. My car is just not parked here right now.
Oh no! And how about you? How about you?
Found this.
So
Oh, man.
you're gonna get yes. All right, that's good.
It's in my car, and I was gonna go run out of my car, and then I realized my car wasn't here.
Very
I am
nice.
not even at my house, so that's my excuse.
Thanks for playing, gentlemen. That was good. That was a good. Neither.
It's true. I do have. We all have them, though.
If
Hey,
it
I
wasn't-
want to take just a quick moment where we're talking about Leathermans, because I know somebody that would be on here as well. Is Philip Lupo is a current tech at SAK
Yeah.
who couldn't be here tonight, and he's dealing with a lot of stuff. But
and Seth Morris, or not Seth Morris, Seth.
who the hell are you talking about?
Never mind.
Cody?
I'll never mind. You can.
No, but Philip is a current tech at SAK, and he's taken to a lot of our lighting design. Redid all of our lighting. Brendan helped a lot with that, but
That was all Philip. I just was a body.
He hasn't been able to do shows in quite a while, largely because of COVID-19 and stuff. But he is one of our number one techs. And he's so busy with everywhere in Central Florida doing lighting design. I just wanted to mention Philip while we were talking Leatherman, because he would have had his. Him and Brendan.
Facebook of a fun night where it was literally me, Charlie, Aaron, and Philip. Something happened, and all four of us were there. I don't know if you can pull that up, John, but it's literally all four of us like crowded around the tech booth. Just
that's
playing.
in the feed.
I'll pull it up.
I'll go through the upcoming shows, and you see if you can pull that up and just find a way to get it in there, John, while we're doing that. So thank you guys very much for being here. Again, this half hour went as fast as the last, and so it's tough to, there's more stories to tell, but I'm just going to kind of close it. So don't go anywhere. We're going to hopefully bring everybody back in to say their goodbyes. And I know that you got to get to work, Brendan. So just if you have to bug out, Brendan gives a premature wave here just in case.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Brendan.
Bye, Brendan.
And then,
Get home soon.
Brendan.
and then once Brendan goes, we'll have our other person come back in. But let's take a look. I'm going to bring this up here so we can look at the upcoming shows here at SAK, because there are live streams every day of the week. So we invite you to come and check out. For example, tomorrow night is Tan Johnson Improv Couch with Brett Walden, a very fun, funny show. The improv guru, Tan Johnson, will talk about all things improv with you. On Thursday, it's Rob Ward's Isolation Happy Hour. Been going on for weeks. Friday, August 21st, something new. Rodriguez and Castro. That's not Fidel. That's Jose Rodriguez and Eli Castro. They had done a show at SAK, and now they're going to do one of the live streams. On Saturday, there's a couple of Saturday is Sip and SAK with Robin Kelly, as she's been doing on her Saturdays. Sunday, we got two shows. At 7 o'clock, it's Alex and VK, Tell Me Something Good. And then at 8 o'clock is the Brackett Brothers. On Monday, the 25th, it's an Emily Unbirthday. I don't know what that means. Is that Emily's birthday? We shall have to see.
Yes,
and then a special treat on Tuesday is another SAK Backtracks. It's going to be featuring the Lab Rats at 7 p.m. And then immediately following that at 8 p.m. on that same day, the SAK Lab Rats are going to do a live stream show. It's a variety hour that they will do at 8 p.m. So I see that we did lose Brendan there. So that means we got room. I'm going to invite our other person who we had to bump off to see if they'll come back into the green room. But John, if you
while
don't...
we do that, Dave, I just want to correct you because there was a little kerfuffle with Saturday night. It looks like it's now going to be game night with Jay on Saturday night this night. That just happened recently. I have some insider information.
Yeah, well, good for you.
So there you go. That is a fun show. That is a super, super fun show.
Last week they did that, so I thought I had updated it. But there's the picture that Brendan was talking. Look at that.
Yeah. How many texts can you fit in a SAK? And why are they all there? How did I screw up the scheduling that bad?
That is amazing.
John, you don't have to be angry. We're not even in shows right now.
He'll get over it. So, John, and I will say, if on this Saturday when you do the game night, there's lots of use of the Wheel of Names. So I think you'll be happy about that, right, John?
I just want to bring up Blake Gardner real quick.
What happened to Blake? Go ahead and bring everybody up who's with us, or I don't know.
Yeah, I should be able to bring everybody.
There. Maybe I think it might be Dave Kroll. Hopefully, Dave Kroll can join us again. But I'll send one quick last thing to him if I still have him up there. But and then we'll kind of finish it off with everybody. Thank you guys so much for being with us today and joining us on this SAK Backtracks. We're so glad that you all were here. And Steve Pernick wants more wheel. Let's make this the Wheel of Housewives of SAK. The Wheel Housewives of SAK. That sounds great. There's Dave Kroll. Bring Dave Kroll back up in the mix.
There he is.
Yes, and remember we also had Brendan there. All these techs here, it's still kind of a sample of all the techs who are and have been at SAK. So our congratulations go out to everybody who's been at SAK, all the techs that have been there through all the years, making it happen. You guys do such a great job of making us look and sound great. And so on behalf of all the improvisers, many of them are down there in the comments, very thankful for you and all you do and everything you do, everything you stand for. Thank you all. That's our show for today. We'll be back next week with another SAK Backtracks. On behalf of all of SAK, we all say good night to you. Yay! And thank you most of all, John.
Not most of all, but thank you, Dave. And I just want to say, like, working at SAK is a really interesting thing. Technicians are so in the background for most theaters, and at SAK we get to improvise and we get to play with the performers, and that makes SAK a really special kind of thing.
Well, we always remember, and I put it in the event description, that these are improviser technicians, just like we have improviser musicians. They're improvisers, just like the actors, and it's a great blend at SAK for all three of those disciplines. So great, and thank you, John.
Thank you. I love doing this week after week with you, Dave. I'm going to roll the credits.